Welcome to BodyWork. Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to BodyWorkBoxing. I want to talk about, a series that I'm getting ready to start developing on the 140-pound division. I think it's very important because this is a division that I think it's not going to be a lot of politics involved in this division. I'm going to tell you why. Because the who's who in the 140 division, there are no easy outs. There are absolutely no easy outs with this 140 division, how it's stacked up. We got Regis already got a belt, WBC. We got Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor kept his WBO. We got him getting ready to fight Teofimo Lopez. This will be Teofimo Lopez's third fight up at 140. His first two performances, he stopped the guy in one, and then he didn't look as good as he possibly could against Sandor Martin. A lot of people think that Sandor Martin got robbed numbers-wise, and the ref not counting the knockdown, was in T.O.'s favor. So he might have been the benefit of that. But the fact that he already got his feet wet and he's already had his eyes set on Josh Taylor spells that Teofimo Lopez very much might be on his way back. I got a video coming out about him and how he's linked back up with his amateur coach, who specialized in keeping his footwork right. A lot of people had thought that when it came to Teofimo Lopez, that, one of the biggest issues was his father needing a different set of eyes, a different, lens to look through, some different advice, some new techniques, because Teofimo Lopez is very explosive. He's one of the most athletic boxers out there. It's just what lacked a lot, especially was highlighted in the Sandor Martin fight, was the technique. Getting in, how he was getting in the front door, escaping. We know that he's a explosive counterpuncher, and we know that he can put on a display of boxing skills, that at times when he's at his best, could be arguably could be up there with what he was able to do with Lomachenko. So he knew that he was a big boy. He decided, hey, I'm going to go ahead and take this leap, and I'm going to go up to 140. So if we're looking at the landscape of 140, I would say on the Killas, you might put him on the tail end. We don't know what's going on with Josh Taylor, but we know that he was able to get undisputed. We know that he was able to get a victory over Regis. So we know that Taylor can be very formidable. His last outing against Catterall was questionable. I had Catterall winning that fight, Jack Catterall. I didn't put him on there because when I think of killers, and I'm labeling it the row, when I think about the row, I'm actually thinking about Richardson Hitchins, aka Africa. I call him the Rain Man. Because when they say swim without getting wet, hey, he's going to throw them things at you. He's been match heavy, no easy outs. He's been going through competitors much like Gary Antuanne Russell. When you look at these guys' resume and the level of competition they've already fought, and they haven't even fought for a title yet, these guys already have been built and developed through the competition. So looking for Gary Antuanne Russell, nobody's just openly calling his name. He just had an outing against Francis Bartholomew. He got the stoppage. Ref might have said that it might have been a premature stoppage, but before that, he stopped post-all. He stopped everybody he's been in the ring with so far. Match heavy, match tough. No easy outs on him. Nobody saying his name. Nobody running for that Gary Antuanne Russell smoke. We know what his amateur pedigree was and the success he had over Boots, majority wins over Boots, and that man's being built. We know the lineage that he comes from. He's another killer. Sabril Matias, he just got his belt. And everybody knows what he's actually capable of. A pressure fighter who can throw them things, and if you stand there and trade with him, it's only a matter of time before he breaks you down. You know, we see him and Regis Prograis already jaw-jacking back and forth with each other. Sabril Matias saying that he'll hurt Regis, and we already know that Regis is a killer. You know, a carbon copy, hard hat killer. You know, we got Elvis Rodriguez. He used to be over there on Top Rank. You know, lost the fight. He found himself over at PBC. He was a little bit inactive. I think he had like an 11-month layoff, but he just came back. Was able to get the job done against his man on the scorecard. He suffered a little bit of adversity in there. You know, it was a competitive fight, but the power showed up. And Elvis Rodriguez, I think, an active, sharp, crisp Elvis Rodriguez. He's a killer at 140. So I'm looking at all these killers at 140. Of course, we got, you know, the winner of Puello and Rolly. You know, I'm not going to talk about that because when we get into the rankings and how people get up there and what made Rolly eligible to actually have that fight, it's almost like the same thing that made Rolly eligible to actually fight Tank when he did. Nobody asked for it, but somehow the powers that be know that Rolly sells, or however you get people in the rankings outside of just fighting the best competition. He's up there, and now he's getting a title shot at 140. I still believe we got Lipinets waiting in the win at 140. I don't think that he fared well at 47. I think that his true weight is at 40, and you can put him in a ring with anybody just getting to 40, and they're going to have a hard time. You also got Zepeda, the one who actually suffered a loss to Regis. He already got back into the win column with another victory. Rounding out, you got Jose Ramirez. You know, on the card, well, we know what he's able to do. He just was able to TKO Richard Comey. And of course, I still put Tank up there because a prime Tank, if you can go up there for Mario Barrios at 40, I think that if it lines up and it's a fight, a powerful fight, a mega fight that could be lined up and built, he can hang up there, you know, with the big dogs. It's already been well known. A lot of people already say that the man can go all the way up to welterweight if he wanted to. He just feels better at 35 right now, but I think if the price is right, you can definitely get a Tank at 40, and he's definitely formidable. But I think that the landscape of 140 is very hard. I'm calling it the row. This is just a little precursor to things that I got going on when it comes to talking about the 140 division in the future, because I'm thinking, man, there's nowhere to run to, baby. Nowhere to hide when it comes to the 140 division. Like to get your thoughts about it. Like to know, how do you look at the 140 division? Is it going to be the new banging division? I mean, you know, right behind 35, because 35 got some smoke, a lot of smoke there too. It's getting real hot, but with a big move getting ready to be able to be made, with Ryan Garcia saying that he's going to be at 40, with Devin looking like he's going to be at 40, along with the row, man, we got some fights that we can get made. We got some things that can get popping. You know, thanks for all the support. Thanks for everybody who rock with me, man. And thanks for the people that's not sensitive out there, man. Thanks for the people who can take constructive criticism. You know what I'm saying? I try not to be drama-free. I mean, I try not to be drama-filled. I try to be drama-free, but it's like now you give your 2 cents to somebody and, you know, you support the channel, and it's all good when you saying something good about them, but the minute you say something that you don't disagree with, now you trying to hike and boost your channel, and now you trying to start stuff with them and all this. People are soft nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So if you reach out and give them compliments, they look at you like a groupie. If you disagree with them, then now you trying to start beef. I'm not understanding. It's a microcosm of how boxing is. I try to stay focused, keep it all boxing. I chime in when I see somebody that seems like they could talk about boxing politics, but I realize that a lot of people are soft in the dialogue. So if you rock with me, I know you rock with me because of the truth. You know, we don't really do salaciousness over here. We don't really try to start no problems over here. We just have dialogue. We have conversations that matter. And I thought that this conversation about the 140 division would be appropriate given the landscape of boxing and where we're going and what we can look to. So don't be surprised you see a lot of these names at the 140 division. A lot of people in this thumbnail doing big things. You know, again, thanks for all the support. Feel free to chime in whenever if you have something you want to break down or you have anything to contribute to the conversation. Here at Bodywork Boxing, where we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.